Crossroads Channel Blake Lewid. Welcome back to Dawn Chorus. It did come out a couple of weeks ago, so I kind of missed it and just managed to get to it now. But it's good to be back in the north again, at least VN-wise. I'm always in the north. But if you remember last time, we left Arvo and Bjorn in the coffee shop after visiting the Philharmonic. So, let's pick up where we left things off. He tastes sweet, sweet like the tea we're drinking, sweet like the sun, sweet like honey, with a tiny hint of artificial banana from the hookah smoke. He's a good, gentle kisser. He's holding back and giving me space, enough that the initiative between us keeps us in balance. And with every one of our heartbeats, the world around us matters less. Back through the forest. Back to the magical stretch between the trees, the flat patch on the light slope of the hill. Back to the guest house. It's an incredible place. It feels entirely non-commercial. As if it wasn't a privately owned guest house, but a breathing, living space. As if we were there outside of time, separated from reality, suspended in space where everything could happen. Now, climbing up the hill, we're moving past the blurry threshold to be there again. The book-filled shelves, the records, the player, that fantastic open sauna, and the food. Oh, hell, the food! Oh, I get what you mean. You know, after a few days here, any world other than these foggy mountains and black nights, the sea and all this quiet, rarely feels possible. Yeah, I usually have some music on wherever I do. This silence here. I keep stopping and listening to the wind. Listening to what it's whispering about this land. It's not far now, is it? No, I don't think so. Though now we're off the road, I wouldn't mind for it to keep on going. We walk side by side, Bjorn looking up with a smile, me panting quietly. I did not expect him to have better stamina than I do. And here we are, me trying to keep up with his tempo as he effortlessly walks over loose stones and roots. Hey, can we slow down a bit? Oh, a bit of rest at least. Sorry. Sure. We stop between two large trees, where there's less snow on the ground, and I lean on one of them for some quick rest. Since when are you such a mountaineer? Oh, I had a lot of practice as a kid. My parents loved mountains. We often went hiking whenever I visited. Well, we have some pretty mountains in Poland, rather different than the ones here. Risha? Where is that? The very central south of the country. The area is so pretty it easily rivals the Alps. Oh, you've seen the Alps? No, only in photos. But I'd like to think that's true. Someday, hopefully, I might start saving up for a trip once I start earning. Ready to continue? Yeah, let's go. The woods fill with the sound of our paused steps again. Quickly my ears recalibrate to ignore them, listening to crows' calls in the distance. We're so tiny in this arboreal paradise. I'm so enchanted with this place. The fjords, the mountains, the barren rocks. It's all very new and very different. I haven't gotten used to it all yet, so it feels like I'm on a trip. I hope it stays that way for a while more. I quite like it. You're right. Often I travel outside the city. Well, not lately at least. And here, up north, I feel the same. It's incredible, you know, when I look at this landscape and wonder how I got here. It's not where I saw myself as a kid at all. But yeah, it's so good. Where did you think you'd end up? I didn't think of emigrating at all. I was a kid, though. It's not something kids think about. I thought I'd end up being a teacher like my father, or in a design office, working on electrical installations like my mum. Both very technical people, and I was so proud of them my perspectives didn't go further than that. Like my parents, I kind of know how it feels. Their perspective becomes yours. Yes, though breaking off with that simply comes with age. Wait, where do medical studies fit into this then?
Oh, I turned out to be terrible with technical stuff, maths and all. Not for me, definitely. Well, my grandpa, though now retired, was a radiologist and he was very well off. Thought I could be very well off too. Bring home some money. Help my parents a bit too. My father was laid off around the time I decided on my studies, and the jobs were brought back to the US.
Children shouldn't have to take care of their parents, not this early.
It's not like I have to. I'd just like to help if I could. I think we're there.
I look up, and indeed between the trees shine vague lights that could only belong to the guest house. The sight alone warms up my cold pores, and I quicken my step, this time Bjorn lagging behind me.
Hey, wait for me.
Warmth. Familiar scents and images greet us back at the guest house.
You got cold?
Not terribly. We kept moving the whole time, but it is below zero outside. I even got a bit sweaty during the climb. Still, the cold wind once we reached the meadow was rough. Suddenly I'm wrapped in a bear hug, face pressed into a fluffy neck. The bear's hoodie is freezing, so instead of melting into the embrace, I tense up, grabbing his sides. But slowly it warms up, and I do as well. From beneath the scent of pines and ice, his own scent emanates. It puts me at ease. My thumbs circle across the smooth fabric as I feel his width, pulling myself closer.
Better?
Much better, thank you. Oh, I need to sit down. I'm more tired than I thought I would be.
Here?
We should hurry to the cafeteria. I want to leave my bag and jacket in my room first, though. Oh, Bjorn, Arvo, here you are. Where have you been? We've been looking for you.
We're at the town. We only got back now.
Got a cab? No, we walked. Walked? All the way here? Wasn't terribly far. Besides, it was a very pleasant walk, excluding the short stretch along the main road. You're crazy.
Do you know if there's any food left? We haven't had supper yet.
Yeah, you better hurry up. We just finished. Almost everyone has left already.
Well, thanks. See you around.
See you too. The cafeteria is almost empty indeed. With the darkness outside and the lights half dimmed, it takes on a hushed, vespertine atmosphere. In its quiet I can even hear the clock ticking on the wall, counting seconds. Once I glance at the table at the entrance to confirm that indeed there is some food left for us, it doesn't take long to scan around the room for familiar people. There are just 2 tables still taken. Fake.
Good room.
With plates in paws we approach the table. The sandwiches are barely touched. Either they're not hungry, which I don't believe at all, or they just got you too.
Is there some place for us too?
Sure, sit down wherever. It's just the 3 of us here. Bjorn takes a seat next to Jürgen, so I sit down opposite of him. You just got here too? A few minutes ago. We were in the town and just got back.
Oh, you too?
Oh yeah, we went for karaoke. I'd invite you if I knew you stayed too. And we could have shared a cab. That'd been much cheaper as well.
Oh, we walked back. It's nicer that way. The route was stunning. The lights of the town at night.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful sight. The town was pretty by day, but at night... The town was a pool of light. Its lights twinkled in the vapours, reflecting blurred strokes across the pitch-black sea, surrounding it like a moat.
Well, everything's more magical at night, isn't it?
We had the same views, only without the cold.
Hey, isn't it crazy cold in Iceland? Thought you'd be well used to temperatures below zero.
It is, but not as cold as you could imagine. Golfstrom warms us up nicely, like it does here. And hey, we have cars. A lot of cars even. During cold days, they're so much more preferable than walking around in wind and rain. While Gudrun and Bjorn are talking and Jürgen is busy writing something in his notebook, munching on the sandwich held in his left paw, Lake is only sulking, finishing the last of his food. Hey, is everything alright? No, not really. I'll be fine. Boy problems. Boys. Poor Lake. He looks positively heartbroken. Someone from the camp. Yeah, Torolf. I'd rather not talk about him, though. I'm trying to forget about him for the time being. Of course, sorry. There's a faint but heavy smell of alcohol and hops coming from him. Makes sense for the karaoke and all. He looks like he's holding up rather well, though. How's your evening in town? Where have you been?
Oh, it's so very nice. Took Arv over to the tea house with me, and then the walk back was just as nice.
Bjorn's leg rubs against mine under the table as he speaks. I rub back, grabbing my sandwich with seaweed paste and cucumbers, wishing in one of our rooms, alone. I think he gets the cue as he grabs his sandwich and starts eating too. The door opens and closes. We're the last ones here, us two smiling, Lake sulking, Gudrun and Jürgen now chatting with each other. Despite the friendliness between us, it feels like all of us can't wait to leave, all having something to do.
Open more.
I'm on the bed, sitting with my legs crossed. Bjorn is on the floor, rummaging through his backpack, his face focused, with a tiny blep giving him an entirely unserious look.
Oh, got it. It's really small and it got stuck to my notebook. That's by Henry Hawke, an American book, fairly recent.
He hands me the book, indeed tiny, its cover featuring a portrait of a young mountain lion, a species I've never seen in person.
I found it by chance when looking for more contemporary prose. The classics are great, of course, but not very recent by definition. I wanted to see what was happening in the literature right now. And that's one of the answers. I've seen it being read as an environmentalist piece, but that's just a surface reading of the book. I definitely see it as a metaphorical queer story.
Huh. I didn't know that was your area of interest.
Well, that's the forefront of literature, regardless of the themes. I did enjoy it a lot, and if anything, gave me a newfound gratitude for being born on this side of the ocean. The other things don't feel apocalyptic, at least. There are a few other short books if you're interested, just not with me.
I think this might be enough for a while. I don't read that much, or that often.
I feel you. Me neither. I wish I had more time for it, but... Studies. Life has to be easier after education. You get 8-hour shifts 5 times a week, and that's the extent for your work. Then you're free to do whatever.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to work that much. I quite like the freedom I found now. I'm lucky enough to be interested in what I'm studying. Don't think I'd take 3 years of this I didn't enjoy it.
Lucky you. Feels like half the people are stuck doing things they don't enjoy. Anyway, you can keep it and return whenever. I finished already on the bus from Onslow.
Thank you. But I'll have time for the end of the camp. I brought one book with me already, and I don't think I'll finish that one either. It would be nice to talk about this book with Bjorn. I might put the other one on hold. That's why I asked him for recommendations anyway. I read nowhere near as much as I used to. It's nice to have more things to share. And I do want to get to know him better. What better way than getting to know the things he likes? It's such a cute vision. The two of us lying on a bed together, my head on Bjorn's thigh, the two of us reading the light of a bedside lamp, with Mandarin Fantasy playing in the background. The kiss lingers on my lips. I want to ask for another, but I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to rush things. I know inevitably the conversation will steer back to the tender and slightly shy gesture we shared in the tea house. But that very helps. I want him here, now. And I didn't hear a yes yet. I can wait, or I will be anxious if I hear the answer. Even if the kiss and his paw on mine said more than words did, gentle but full of intention. Bjorn's phone buzzes in his pocket. He takes it out and his eyes widen as he sees the screen.
Well, my father.
Huh, is that bad?
I don't know. He for sure has read the message, so he knows I'm failing the year. I didn't want to let him down. I know he's disappointed. He hesitates for answering. I feel him. In the same situation, I'd rather receive a message than the call too. Should I leave? He waves at me dismissively, standing up with the phone. Hey, so Tam.
Then he walks over the window and leans against the sill, looking away from me. I haven't heard him this tense yet. Emotional, yes, but now he sounds like words are getting stuck in his throat.
Yeah, show him. I'll, No, yes, ciężko. Naprawdę ciężko. Mogę zrawawić za rok, ale czy za rok to się zmieni?
I haven't heard him speaking Polish before. He sounds different than when speaking Norwegian. The language is so much different too, harsher and rustling. There's no way to tell how much of it is due to his nervousness and how much is the language itself. I'll have to ask him to speak to me in Polish sometime. This feels like seeing a different face of him, in a way. It's just a different language, sure, but the difference when he's speaking it, now rapidly like a machine gun, faster than I've heard him speaking Norwegian, is stark. Suddenly I feel like I shouldn't be here. If I don't understand a word, this is looking to be a longer conversation. I can already tell. I wave to Bjorn and point at the door. He nods and I leave promptly. The silence in my room is stark and barren. Splayed across my bed, I grab the book I just got from Bjorn and open it on the first page, and close it again to look at the cover. It's pretty, and I like pretty covers. A high-effort cover means a lot of effort went into the packaging, which often implies a lot of effort went into the content too, at least in the case of the books. At the very least, the cover is there to communicate something, so it's purposeful to give a thought as to what it tries to convey. This time, though, I trust Bjorn that it's good. It's a pretty face that adorns the cover. I go back to the first page and start reading. I sit and wait. I can hardly focus on the book, no matter how good it is. More time passes than I thought it would when I left Bjorn's room. Maybe I should head back and check on him. He surely knows where I am, though, if he's looking for me. I'm painting the walls with images of us. I'm coming up with stories with the two of us, possible scenarios that might await us. That trip to Gothenburg he mentioned. I should look for the connections, check the prices. I don't have savings now, but I could save some money if I plan my budget. Maybe I could treat him to a trip like that. The two of us in a train for, I'm not sure, 5 hours of a ride? Starting early in the morning, relaxing in the hushed carriage in the summer sun that barely hides behind the horizon for a few weeks. The world is in bloom, and so are we. Chatting the morning away, eating the buns we buy at the station before boarding. Everything is bright and green and golden. When we arrive, the sea twinkles blue between the brick and wooden buildings. We wander through the city the whole day, under the frantic midsummer sun, the very air around us vibrating with significance. Then we make the way to the seashore, and, holding pause, we walk down to the beach, and finally sit down on the dunes to watch the sun kiss the sparkling vastness, a sea of molten gold. We kiss again. We kiss, and I melt. I melt on the bed in my room in the guest house, the book lying on my face, enveloping me in the smell of paper and dust. I wish it smelled of Bjorn instead. A knock on the door shakes me off from my half-dreaming state. I put the book on the bedside table and go get the door. It's Bjorn, but it's not how I expected him to see. He's beaming, grinning from wide, ear to ear.
Done with the call. Sorry it took so long.
How did it go?
Good. Much better than I expected. And can I come in?
Sure, of course. I let him in and he crashes on my bed with a sigh of relief.
Both my father and mother were understanding and supportive, more than I expected from them. I was afraid of letting them down. If I did, then I didn't hear it from their voices. I'm hopeful, though. They said they'll think of how they might help, and I shouldn't worry for now. We talked about how things are out there, far from the tense political situation, mostly well. Only my grandmother isn't doing well. She's moved in with my parents so they can take care of her. I should plan a visit, but I can wait until the winter break. Things aren't terrible.
That's good. I'm glad to hear. You really seemed worried.
Well, I was. This was such a relief. It's not the end yet, though. I'm glad they took the news about me dropping out well, which is very unexpected. But I still need to think of what I want to do after that. And I rarely think seriously. I don't know how it will go.
You're joking, right?
I am, yes. But I do need to make a decision soon. My father promised me to think of more options for me too.
He sighs, the mood dropping from the high peaks from just half a minute ago. He did sound hopeful. It's just the weight of the task ahead bringing him down. Well, I know the perfect remedy. What would you say for a sauna?
Oh, now that's an idea. I'm really in the mood for some relaxation now. I bet he knew I was that tense when I put down the phone.
Great. There might not be time tomorrow. I definitely want you to use it at least once more. The view there. I think I like it even more than the saunas back home. I say, and then I think, this could be my home. Here, in this country with him. Not yet, not right now. But that's up to us.
I'll go to the bathroom and grab a towel from my room too. Go ahead, I'll catch up with you.
He hesitates a second before leaning in and planting a small kiss on my forehead. Then he walks away without a word. I bet he's grinning wide, leaving me blushing and my heart fluttering. Has he even noticed the effect he has on me, I wonder, walking the opposite direction, wanting to hide my face in the towel I'm holding in my paws? Then I notice Travis standing at the stairs and my face gets even hotter. Travis, hello. Harvo, hey. We're heading to the sauna. Do you want to join us, maybe? No, I already have plans, but thank you. It's much appreciated. I don't want to risk seeing more public displays of affection, too. On the sauna, at least. Excuse me, that wasn't me. That was Bjorn. It was Bjorn. I wanted it to happen more often. I know. Just messing with you. You guys are pretty cute together. I knew that something was going on since we were playing games together. You had a chemistry like I never had with him, and he's letting you win. He was? Oh, blatantly, yes. I found the sauna. I'm meeting with friends to watch a series. I expected the sauna to be more full. There's only Rune inside, sitting on the middle bench, sweat pearly on his brow. He smiles when he notices me, wiping his forehead with his paw. Bravo, hey. Hey, mind if I sit here? I point to the bench next to him, right at the window, the spot with the best view on the mountain range above the forest. Well, go ahead. I unfold my towel and place over 2 levels of benches, sitting down on the upper one and resting my paws on the bench below, taking a drawn-out breath of hot air. The snow-covered mountains shine like teeth in the faint light of the moon. I feel lightheaded, out of hunger or heat. I think I'm happy. My fingers curl as I imagine the softness of Bjorn's paw in mine. You seem quite cheerful today. Rune's smooth voice pulls me from my daydream. You're smiling at the window. Such a pretty view. Such a nice day, too. There was a fantastic concert at the Philharmonic today. Really mind-blowing stuff. Oh, I know. I was there, too. Really? I didn't see you. I wasn't sure if I'd go until the last moment. I arrived a bit late and had to sit to the very back, 3rd row from the end. But yes, I was there, and I'm really happy I went. I'm glad. You look much more cheerful now than yesterday, too, by the way. I am. A sauna works wonders for unwinding, but the concert helped, too. That music had such incredible power and pull. Never heard anything like it. But foremost, it was so dense and intense that sitting there I couldn't really think about anything at all. My thoughts shut down. Instead, my brain started showing me vivid images, like I was dreaming while awake. I was, let's say, in a particularly susceptible state, but I wonder what was the mechanism behind that. Was it something in the music that particularly triggered the visual cortex, or was it all dependent on the context? I have to hound Professor Olaf for access to the EEG once we're back. I so can't wait to experiment with this. I do feel different now too, somewhat. My circumstances weren't ordinary either, so my bet would be on the context, with this particular piece perhaps being a particularly good stimulus.
Oh, hello.
Bjorn enters, fur wet and shiny from the shower, towel around his waist and another in his paw, and smiles, noticing us.
Can I?
He points to the narrow spot between me and Rune, and the deer nods, moving aside to make space for him. Bjorn makes himself comfortable next to me, towel staying on, and behind him Rune shoots me a knowing look as if saying, I know why you're grinning like that. Have you been at the concert too? I was just talking about it with Arvo.
Yes, I had the pleasure. No, I regret never going to a philharmonic before. Though I bet most concerts aren't like that.
No, nowhere near as radical. But they're still very nice.
Sorry I took so long, Arvo. My parents have called again.
Oh, what did they say?
They were asking about my financial situation again. I don't want to take any more money from them, though. I'd rather start earning my own.
Oh, are you planning to study and work at the same time?
It's more complicated than that. I'm dropping out.
Ah, I see. So you're looking for permanent work?
Not permanent, maybe, but just something that I can support myself without the scholarship, without taking any more money from my parents. And I have to find and rent a flat, which is neither cheap nor easy. Best be find someone who already has a flat and is looking for a flatmate. There's quite a lot I have to consider, including moving out of the city, somewhere where the housing is more affordable. But in turn it's harder to find work. It feels like there are no good options.
What kind of work are you thinking of?
No, I could find anything in the field. I think my only option is to go around with my resume and ask for anything. Local stores, maybe fast food places, something like that.
Oh, maybe the music store where Miko works has a vacancy. He could recommend you. That's the easiest way to get a job.
Well, music is my forte. I bet the atmosphere would be cool, but I doubt I'd be a good fit for the job. I could always work in a cafe. That'll fit me well, I feel. I could become a barista.
Rune snorts loudly, getting up and donning the towel. It's been a pleasure, but I need to go before my brain cooks. I wish you a nice evening. And Rune leaves, the glass door clicking quietly as it closes behind him, letting in a merciful wave of colder air. Bjorn scoots just a tiny bit closer, looking away from me as if I wasn't supposed to notice. His paw finds mine, that is definitely on purpose. His paw pads run over my furred fingers, up to my claws.
Really cute sitting here like that, all wet. Keeping the towel on was a good call.
I blush. Sauna isn't a place I'm used to hearing stuff like that in. I'm not used to being flirted with at all, but especially here, where it's easy to forget I can be perceived at all. It feels transgressive, and in a way that I don't know how I feel about. But in turn I look at Bjorn too. I look at his chest, wide like a barrel over his fuzzy belly, his thick arms, his softness and sturdiness. And that snout, that handsome snout of his that kissed me today, and the eyes smiling at me, two hazel orbs. I want to kiss him again. There's softness and vulnerability in his eyes I don't think he'd ever admit. Though his snout spoke horny, his eyes and the paw of a mind say something different too. Please, not in the sauna, because if someone will enter, I'll straight up ignite from embarrassment. We can go to my room afterwards. We can snuggle and hold paws all we want there.
Sorry, I'll wait.
In the meantime, though... I gulp, nervous, as it's quite a loaded question. I don't know if I even want to know the answer. But once it appeared in my head, it gripped me and it kept gnawing at me. Do I know your ex?
Oh, definitely not.
So he's not at the camp?
Nah, why would you guess so?
I thought he might have been Travis.
Well, Travis? We're friends, yeah. I can't see that at all. I like him a lot, but I think we're too different in some areas, and in some too alike. The possibility has never even occurred to me.
I see. Not that it changes much. I was just curious. So what went wrong between you two?
Oh, it was such a stupid situation. I still feel embarrassed over it. We met in the university library. I was coming there a few times a week, and he was there almost daily. I think it was my third year of studying. I saw him reading Andrei Sapkowski, and I came over to chat. That was already after the Hexa games became more popular. He was the first person I've seen with a book. We started talking. Afterwards he asked me if I wanted to meet for a beer. I had no idea it was meant to be a date before I arrived at the place. Turned out not to be a student bar, but a fancy microbrewery. I was wearing a hoodie and he was waiting for me in a checkered blue dress. I vividly remember my embarrassment as I saw them standing for the entrance, almost turned around and left. But the evening went nice. He was a dear my age, and he was pretty. Besides, at that point in my life, I really needed some company. I was repeating a year and didn't know anyone from my year. Met a few times and cuddled while watching some films in my dorm room, but nothing beyond that. I didn't initiate more, and I think he was too shy to initiate anything too. Then he suggested I go with him to an alms singing event, as he called it. I could tell it was something important for him, and he waited until we felt comfortable with each other. Have you heard of these? I don't think it's anything popular. You have to know someone's already attending to join, but I'm not sure.
No, first time I'm hearing about it.
I don't know what to think about it, but concluded it could be something cool and worth trying. In retrospect, it definitely was. It was held in a yoga studio. Heavy smell of incense permeated the space, and there was no music. We entered the room as I think the last people, and the greetings were very hasty. I first felt that something was off when they asked me to write some intentions which I would sing on a piece of paper and put it in a box in the middle of the circle on the floor. Then everyone put the bottles of water around it so they would, in their words, be structured during the ritual. In retrospect, it was my cue to run away, but I felt it would be rude. We first started the mantras of the spiritual gurus, then formed a circle sitting on the floor on folded blankets and started to sing. It was one of the oddest overall experiences of my life. I think second only to the concert today. I could try to describe the sound, but I know I'd fail. It was like beams of light pointing upwards and between us. It was a tapestry of almost 20 voices, each singing individually in their tempo. It was like an undulating sea, in a way, the voices like waves rising and falling. Really spooky stuff. For a moment I thought that I'm taking part in something special, and maybe there was indeed something spiritual in all this. But remember, we're all sitting on the hard floor with thin blankets as seats. It took me 3 minutes till my back started to hurt, and I tried to lean on the wall. It was too far and I couldn't reach it. I tried to push myself across the floor, and I got the worst cramp of my life in my calf. I think I saw the pain with my own eyes. My quiet that I tried to tune to the rest of the voices, which in itself was a very impossible task, turned into a tortured groan. I kicked my leg forward and hit some poor cat straight in the chest. He fell back into the centre of the circle and kept singing, his face contorted in a reverent stupefaction, like he was just visited by a deity. The people he fell into weren't happy at all, got up quickly to see what the hell was going on. We got the instruction at the beginning to not stop singing, whatever we do, and not to return to the circle if we leave. So everyone opened their eyes and looked around at the commotion, but everyone kept singing. It was so surreal I still barely believed it was real. I did the only thing I could really do. I got up and left as quietly as I could. I wrote a message saying sorry to him, but in the end I never sent it. The whole thing felt too awkward. I was a bit angry he didn't tell me what it was about, so I thought it'd be better to pretend it didn't happen at all. When I saw him in the library the next time, he ignored me completely. And that's how it ended. It didn't go singingly after all, but then it was my fault mostly.
That's one wild story. I'm kind of jealous, actually. Singing Om in a circle? That sounds so cool.
Well, it's cool to think about in retrospect, and I'm glad I went. The whole thing was rather miserable.
Often the case. Sometimes miserable moments make the best stories. We can even look at them positively. Only a dress to a brewery on the first date? Feels like a bold choice. I don't like it, though. I think we could use more guys in dresses.
Well, he's transmasculine. I learned it only later from Snoutbook when I saw his profile with a new name and new photos like a year later. So I guess he was dressed he felt was expected from him. Or maybe he liked dresses and still does. I don't know.
I don't know if that counts if you didn't know. Well, okay, it does a bit, but still. I deflate a bit. That's not what I imagined when Bjorn said he's had a boyfriend. Thought this was tested waters for him.
Well, as I said, it's not like I wouldn't try it again.
I nod, feeling a bit more confident. No singing or structuring water with me, I promise. I bet we can go to karaoke together.
Oh hey, that's a good idea. We could even do our own. Okay, I'm done. I need to go drink some water for I wrinkle like a prune.
He stands up, stretching briefly before heading towards the door. The glass clicks softly as he opens and holds it for me. One last look at the mountains, and I follow him. How is art born?
Out of necessity. Art is the artist trying to say something. It has to be intentional, foremost.
You think so? What about the art being the eye of the beholder and all that? Roland Barthes' Death of the Author. There's no ultimate meaning of the text, rather every book is eternally rewritten with each rereading.
He wrote that in the 60s. Postmodernism was fresh and cool then, and subjectivity of experience was a new idea. I think it's a mistake to equate the work with a specific reading. Reading is always subjective, of course. The work doesn't have to be. Focusing on the experience, Barthes forgot that the work exists out there, tangled up in all its cultural context, yes, usually in form of closed hole. It doesn't do the work any good to forget that it has an author. To view it only through your own cultural context and forget about its own context is to do it a disservice.
I have a necessity, something to express, but nothing to do with it. I have my camera only, and though I try, I can't capture with it what I want to convey.
I might just contradict my earlier statements, but the whole of life is art, and every moment is literature.
The sound of paper ripping cuts through the quiet like a chainsaw. The page stays in my paw. I read it once again, eyes wet. What is this life we're given? Why did my friends leave? Why do people leave? Another day, another night, I lie in a pool of black ink, and I can never know what it is that I'm yearning for, other than the warmth of another person. Goodbye. Goodbye to all these thoughts. I fold the page into a primitive airplane and open the window. Out it flies through the snow, with the wind above the trees, and then another, and another. And then a blank page. I take a pen and write. Because there are those that stay, and there are those who are alive, and there are those we carry in ourselves, and all the effort is worth it in the end. Close your eyes. What you see?
Clouds. The sky.
Or is it the galaxy? Rose and blue nebulas, streaks across the canvas. No, it's the ocean, pink with medusas adorned with manes of white.
There's a swimmer cutting across the waves, but now a massive one covers her. She doesn't rise up from the water. But she'll be okay. She dives in deep and breathes in. She's one with the water. What do you see?
You. I haven't closed my eyes.
Oh, I thought it was meant to be something we do simultaneously.
I have very good views even with my eyes open.
Silly.
His grip on my paw tightens as he smiles. I don't have to close my eyes to feel like I'm floating above the floor. His paw is soft and slightly damp, but then mine is as well, so what difference does it make? I rub my fingers over his pads, studying the texture, imprinting it in my mind. We're listening together. How are you enjoying it, by the way?
It feels different indeed. Changing perspective changes the perception. It's an unfamiliar context, and I pay more attention. I feel more mindful and open. That's how I guess it works, at least.
An unfamiliar context. Even though we're just lying on the floor, listening to music, like I used to with my friends, with Miko and the rest, this too feels unfamiliar with what's between us and what's inside me. Sparks of electricity move between our bodies, our fingers rub against each other, bright and hungry. It feels so intimate too, sharing the music I like. It is, after all, sharing some part of me, and a part that feels important. I'd feel rejected if he didn't like it. Did Bjorn feel similarly when recommending books to me? Probably not. Recommend is not the same as experiencing something together. But if I got him to read something to me out loud, I like his voice. I like the way he sometimes rumbles between words when he's thinking. I like how his voice becomes brighter when he's excited. Gosh, I like so many things about him, but his voice I like in particular. I'd love the most for him to read me some of his own writing, but something tells me it'll take time and pleading before it happens. How comfortable is he with me? He's told me a lot about himself already. There's also so much that I feel he's guarding. Not before me even, but before everyone. But am I not the same? It doesn't mean I'm not comfortable with him. I just like to be even closer, on him, in him, to not just be lying on the floor together, constrained by our bodies, but truly meet mind to mind. To talk without barriers and without timidness, with no judgment or the fear of it, only understanding. I lay next to him only, quiet. The music, our blanket and mattress, a vine tangling us together. The book he lent me is still on the bed, its spine as if speaking to me. I'll ask Bjorn to read me some of it tonight before we split up. Or maybe he'll stay? Would you like to stay the night?
I'd very much love to.
Now it's my turn to smile. I press myself closer to him that we're almost snuggled together. We'll see where this goes. The night softens the fabric of reality. At night, improbability is possible, and surreal becomes ordinary. My paws are at his sides again, feeling his soft width through the layers of fabric, and it wakes up something inside me, something primal, something ancient, something vulnerable. No matter what happened before and what happens later, for these few more minutes as the album lasts, I'm okay, and the world doesn't matter. In his paws, I feel seen. He leans in and nuzzles on my forehead, his breath warm over my snout. There's a hint of cocoa and nuts in it from the chocolate he must have snacked on before I came over. The music ends. I stay in his arms. And then I say, I want to go to Göteborg with you.
It'll be my pleasure.
And the night pulls us into Dionysian embrace. The wants and the fears come forth, the animal in us taking over. We move the open window to look at the moon. In the chill air we feel like a part of the natural world. I turn to him, there's a soft sadness in his eyes, always lurking, but now out in the open, in spite of his warm smile. Or maybe they go together, like all complexities of life. If you go, if you leave somewhere, out of the city, out of the country, I'd be very sad. I'd miss you terribly and think of what could have been. But don't feel sorry. It's on me.
No, it's not on you. It's on me too, of course. I'm your friend. In my country in primary school, we go through a book that has really stayed with me. Even if I got my own copy after returning the borrowed one back to the library. It's called Der Große Prinz. The author wrote that everything we tame, we become responsible for. It's a metaphor, of course, a metaphor that applies to friendship too. Besides, that wouldn't have to be the end. I'd still be online. Long-distance relationships are a thing, you know. My heart grows as he says that. The doubts only grow. They aren't easy. What is easy is to grow apart with time. Yes. Yes, I know. Can I kiss you again? Do penguins live in Antarctica?
I'm actually not... He leans in before I can reply, and his lips touch mine, silencing me. We're ships at the sea, drifting in all directions.
Lost in the ocean. We're looking for any harbour or land.
The wind blows, relentless, pulling us apart.
The waters are pitch black and furious, a bottomless abyss of uncertainty and nothingness opening below us. There's no safety and there's no ground. But if we keep together, we'll emerge from the night unharmed.
We move to the bed. As we settle together, I slip his hoodie off before we lie down. His scent is everywhere. I'm perfectly attuned to it, filtering everything else. I let him fill my senses. I toss the hoodie aside onto one of the chairs. My paws are all over him, finding their way under his t-shirt to grasp at his fur. I try to hold myself back. I need him like I need oxygen. I hold on to him like I'm drowning. Nothing could be enough. We kiss again. I'm lost in him, a tiger leaping over hills and valleys, across the meadow of brown fur. That was a great update. I think I can say that safely. And yes, for those of you who didn't figure out, I don't speak Polish. So if you do, my apologies if I really mangle that. I know exactly how it feels when people do that to your language. I'm Welsh after all. So I did what I could with it, so sorry if I messed that up a lot. So it always helps to know if I'm doing that, but yeah. It's surprisingly tough to find out pronunciations. You look somebody up. Oh, this way. Wait, no, this way. Which is it? Please tell me. That's the internet for you. Anyway, that's it for Dawn Chorus for now. Obviously, when we get another Bjorn update, I will be returning. And we'll see what happens with him. Coming up next on the channel, we do have the final part of Second Shift. That will be this weekend, finishing off that May Wolf. And I'm not quite sure. After that, I know we should probably be getting a Infinite Space update this month. So I'll fit that in. Need to do some more after class. I need to figure out my schedule. And I haven't looked at it, so I'll let you know probably the weekend what the plan is after Second Shift. But always people who know what the schedule is, as far as I know what it is, are my patrons. And my top patrons are Omar, Rafu, Spiderling, Smuto, Tagakup, Amaterasu, Greylock, Hyperdefine, Larkaskerton, Gracious Evan, Mackenzie, Kartek, Evan King, Harvest Mouse Productions, Grizz, Exact, Dissonance, Cobus Visser, Brian Hall, Baker, Bastian, Aaron Fox, and Andy Peng. So thanks to them and all of my patrons and donors on Ko-fi are very much appreciated. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye for now.